this podcast
Get
episode
this.
2. We got Steven. Say hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
We got Tiny Rick, aka at Noah Webster 96 or 97 on on Twitter, and then I'm Bowser, aka Coke Thoughts on Twitter. Still not gonna plug Steven's Twitter though.
Dude, why would you? I don't use it.
So, what's been going on this last week, boys? What have we been up to?
A lot of the same. There was a crazy ass Vikings game on Sunday.
Wild.
Gotta talk about that. That was game of the year for sure.
For sure.
Got the
Yeah, that
Wild
was,
on in the background.
That was a tough game to listen to, like driving, because we were driving back from a wedding, and so not being able to watch it and just having to sit and listen to it and not be able to
And have what
I
like
don't know,
what announcer
like get up and freak out and shit. Like, yeah, it was tough, but
Is
that
it the
was a
same guy that did like the Diggs sideline touchdown like a couple years ago? Is it the same guy that does that on the
You
radio?
know that well, we'll get to that. PA went viral. Who's our radio broadcaster? Like
Yeah.
Pat McAfee and all them like blew him up. But that clip of like the Diggs sideline, I think that was the NBC announcer.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure. But the PA bit, like there was a clip of him with this last game that like went viral, and the Pat McAfee show ended up talking about it, and then Barstool Sports and fucking LeBron James of all people goes like,
Yeah.
you're a
Master.
living legend or some shit like that. I can't remember exactly what he said, but that was hilarious. But no, PA's a legend.
Yeah, and it's cool to see like kind of get that recognition and shit, because he's been doing it for a long fucking time, and he's always
20,
been like probably the
20
most
years.
yeah, he's been one of the most like energetic, like out there voices, for doing like radio, play by play shit. So like it's cool to see him get recognized like that.
So you were in the car the whole time, that whole game. You didn't see any of it, like any of the OT or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I saw the first like 10 minutes of the quarter, because we met up with one of Vic's friends to get lunch.
Was she hot?
Quick.
Yep,
I'm not answering that.
Answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the
and
question.
and so we she's right there. So there you go. So and while we were in Perkins, that's where we got food. I had my phone and I watched the first like 10 minutes of it. But otherwise, yeah, we fucking were driving I was driving the whole time until the last like 2 hours of like actually getting here. But I drove the whole time through the game. So yeah, that
Were
kind
you
of
just
sucked.
white knuckling the steering wheel the whole time? Like,
Yeah, literally the whole fucking time. And something bad would happen, and I'd like hit the center console, and it'd be like, fucking shit, like, yeah, I wasn't
Honestly,
able to
that
like,
was probably like the best, like most exciting football game I've seen since like the Rams and the Chiefs on Thursday Night Football, like a couple years ago when they scored like 56-49 or some shit. It's probably the
yeah,
most
that was
like
a good game.
crazy game I've seen in a while.
yeah, that was, and that was in the playoffs too, right? That was.
Oh no, that was just a Thursday Night Football game, I think.
Are you talking? Wait, I'm sorry. What I missed what you said. You said
I
Chiefs
remember like
Bills.
yeah, it was like the Chiefs versus the Rams, like a few years ago on Thursday Night Football when they like wore those shitty ass like mustard color like jerseys.
Yeah, that was
Well,
that
what
was the
about
year
the Chiefs?
that was the year the Rams went to the Super Bowl in
Yeah,
2018. And
the
yeah,
worst.
yeah, the Rams won like 50 something to whatever the Chiefs had like 49 or whatever. It was a crazy fucking game.
Well, this one was unbelievable. I could not believe all the like flip flops.
Freaking like Diggs like goes up and just snags that one like one handed out of the air and then like
Yeah,
the
but
next
then Justin
guy
Jefferson says,
takes it
"Hold
away
my
with
beer."
one arm. Like
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, that's
Diggs had one of the best catches this season, and it won't be talked about
for about
like ever.
38 seconds.
Yeah.
It was a
the fact that Justin Jefferson could haul that in with one hand, and is the defender had two hands on the football, and he just goes, "This is mine." That was fucking unbelievable. Best wide receiver in the league by far.
I don't know about that.
Who would you say is number one?
Diggs. He's just
You
more.
think
He's just
Diggs?
like, yeah, he's just more consistent. He's like done it longer. I think he's faster too. He like runs a faster 40 than Justin Jefferson.
I don't know.
If we had both of them, that'd be great.
Could you
Yeah,
Once
imagine?
upon a time. Can you imagine Diggs on the Vikings, bro?
Dude, it'd be fucking. Kirk Cousins would have like a 94% completion rate if he had both of them.
Dude, Hawkinson's killing it too since we
Uh,
acquired him from he's made a complete 180 for my fantasy, dude. He used to be getting like 5 to 6 points. Now he's like, dude, he gets like 8 catches a game. Like Kirk just
yeah,
targets him all the time.
yeah, like
Yeah,
9 catches the first week and then like 8 catches last week.
well, because besides Jefferson, like Cousins just hasn't had that big body like to rely on because Thielen, like, he's another year older and he's still pretty good, but he can't like get separation like he used to. And Osborne's a good number 3 receiver for sure, but like he doesn't have that big tight end that he can just throw to because Irv has been, if he's not injured, he's been not good. So like since
Just drop.
Rudolph left, he hasn't had that like security blanket basically, but now he has that in Hawkinson, who's just like I don't know. Hawkinson's kind of like a just a younger, slightly like smaller George Kittle. I think like he's super quick and he can run like great routes and he's like it's just awesome having him on the team.
I got back into watching Duck Dynasty. You guys remember that show?
Yeah.
They have like
Remember
all
that
of it on
show?
YouTube, and like I woke up like I was like, I think it was after like Monday Night Football. I was watching on like YouTube TV, and and then fucking like I woke up. It's like fucking Cy Robertson talking again on Duck
You
Dynasty.
can't even understand him. He's speaking English, but he's got
He always
subtitles
has
underneath.
like on everything that he says.
Yeah, yeah. He's always got that sweet tea in his hand, the
Yeah, he's
jug
got
and
like
then the cup.
a big ass like jug.
Yep.
Can't find my phone. I had like a quote written down from.
I never like really watched that show that much growing up. Um, like what is it like? Do they own like a brand or
Yeah, they
something?
like
Like were they
make duck
Called duck calls. Yeah,
okay?
yeah. But like it was more or less. I don't know if I watched it necessarily because it was a good show or if it was
No,
just funny. It
just
was
Cy
just a
Robertson.
funny. Yeah, it was just like ridiculous to be like these are real people. I'm watching real people right now,
But yeah, it's like
and
it's definitely written and scripted for like all the episodes and stuff, but like they're not acting. Like they're just being them.
yeah.
But so the quote I got from it was Sai says, cheese has no business being on a turkey sandwich. And I was like, he's old as fuck. He's from like Louisiana. Sai, put some cheese on your turkey sandwich, it'll change your life. But then it cuts to him saying like, oh, hey, rats eat cheese, and I ain't no rat. I was like, God damn it. He fooled me once again. You never know what that man's gonna say.
Did you ever get into Swamp People?
Is that the one where they like hunt
Hunt
alligators?
gators, yeah. That's even worse, dude. Because like,
That's exactly how everybody on that fucking show talks. You can't understand a damn thing any of them are saying.
it's so funny.
Just before like we started doing this, I was watching Man versus Food, like old clips of that. And like that was like my go-to. That was like my go-to show like when I stayed home from school if I was ever sick. Because that show was always on like the travel channel or whatever it was. So like I watched the shit out of that show and like dude, it's crazy some of the challenges like he could fucking do. Like it's insane.
I can't even remember the guy's name. Like, is it like Adam or something like
It's
that?
Adam something. Yeah, I don't remember the last name, but
He's not like he's overweight, but he's not like some like fat fucking slob either. Like he just like puts down like 8 pounds of food down like it's nothing.
Well,
That's
dude,
all.
all those competitive eaters, like they're all like skinny as like. Do you remember Matt Stoney? Like Matt
Oh
Stoney
yeah,
was that
I
hot
think I
dog
still
guy or whatever.
follow him on like or like subscribe to his YouTube.
Yeah, and he's like a twig.
Yeah.
yeah. Joey Chestnut, he's like the world like record hot dog eater, and yeah, he's like built like he's not like that fat or
It's all
anything.
that
Like
all
he's
that
just
protein.
yeah.
Give me them glizzies. The glizzy gobbler.
Oh, jeez. That was your nickname in high school, right?
No. I was a glizzy gladiator. No glizzy too big. No glizzy too small.
You're digging yourself a hole, buddy.
I'm sorry, I'm just distracted watching Thursday Night Football.
You have Prime?
Yeah, it's over there. Got the TV on.
How's Derrick Henry doing?
No idea, because I can't hear anything anybody's saying.
He's gotten like 4 carries so far, so I think.
Are you watching it too?
Yeah, I've got it on the big TV.
The big TV.
Big.
Yeah.
What's on the small TV?
You have the small one.
Swamp
I
Pipe.
guess I mean the small TV is in the bedroom, so I don't know. I just call this the big TV. But like watching the clips of like the man versus food shit, like I always find it so like fun. Like I couldn't do, well, one, I couldn't do them just in general because I can't eat that much, but like I can't do it just with all the people around just constantly shouting at you and like cheering you on and shit, while you're sitting there in like a like gross sweaty mess trying to eat all this fucking like garbage and like you're about to throw up. And there's always like when he's a couple bites away from being done and he's always like sitting at the table like this, like head in his hand and shit. There's always one guy that comes up and like grabs his shoulders and is like, "Let's fucking go, Adam. You got this." Like right into his ear. And if I was him, I'd be like, "Get the fuck away from me.
Fuck away from me. Goddamn.
I'm gonna kill you."
Have you never heard of COVID? I'm gonna cough.
I never got into the man versus food bit, but going off of a food segment, when I uploaded that Gordon Ramsay famous liquid eggs, dude, like, so I previewed it on my TV, my big TV TR, and after that it started playing like just recommended videos, and because Gordon Ramsay's in the title, it was just Gordon Ramsay clips.
Yeah,
and I watched that man just make different food for like an absurd amount of time. It was like, I think probably close to an hour. I was just like, what am I doing with my life? I'm just watching Gordon Ramsay make like scalloped potatoes with creme fraiche. Like,
yeah, it's too easy to get caught like going down the Gordon Ramsay rabbit hole, because you'll watch one video and then it'll just lead to like you're watching like 10 videos, and yeah, you've been watching for like 2 hours and you're like, I'm not gonna make any of this, but it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch him make it.
Potatoes and some creme fraiche and maybe some. Isn't creme fraiche like just sour cream?
it's like a fancy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, sour cream would work, right?
Version of sour cream, like it's just old curdled milk, and it looks exactly like sour cream. Like no shit, bro.
Creme fraiche is a dairy product, a sour cream containing 10 to 45% butter fat. So yeah,
Sour cream with butter.
with a pH of approximately 4.5, it is soured with a bacterial culture. So yeah,
like sour cream that has like a fucking bacterial infection. Like
it's old sour cream, but it's French, so it's good.
I think I have some Daisy like low fat sour cream. I might just push it to the back of like the fridge.
Just let it expire, and then you can try and make some eggs.
Yeah, and I'll like put like masking tape on it that says creme fraiche.
And then sell it for twice the amount you bought it for.
$84.
I think if you put sour cream in like a fucking mason jar and like you pickle it, I think it'll become creme fraiche. You just leave it in there.
You say it better. Is it cream free?
I think
you're telling me
cream fresh.
Fraiche.
Yeah,
creme fraiche.
You're telling me if I finish a jar of elastics and then just take that juice and put the sour cream in it and mix it together, I got creme fraiche.
Creme fraiche.
Creme fraiche.
have him in one of your other leagues then? Because I have him in the league that we're all in.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, I'm not playing you, am I?
So I have
No.
a question,
Oh,
Steve.
then yeah, I have him in a what?
Were you just are you trying to like fuck me out of the playoffs? Because you could have won last week if you played Kirk Cousins at quarterback, but
I
instead,
don't have Kirk.
or some like you could have played
I
your
had
other.
I had Joe Burrow on a bye, and so I started fucking Murray, and then Murray ended up not playing. Like I didn't check it. That was my bad. I feel like
Yeah,
just an idiot
yeah. And
because
if you
like
would have started your
6
other
hours
quarterback,
before the
you would have won, and I would
my
be
other
closer to the
my
playoffs.
other quarterback was on a bye.
He's
Either
trying
way,
to
it's a 0.
You're trying to get me out. No, he scored 30 points, bro. You have a
My
third
other
quarterback.
quarterback was on a bye, dude. He can't score 30 points. He didn't play a game.
You have a third quarterback.
No, I don't.
I don't.
I
I, I
I
think
don't.
it's
Check
a whole
check
lot
the
of
stats.
collusion. I think it's a whole lot of collusion. They're just trying to get me.
I'll bet you $30.
Oh, you
on
had
that.
Christian Kirk that you could have started. So
Yeah, and by the way, I will never bench him over Cordero Patterson again, dude. Holy crap. I'm so pissed.
9 catches, 105 yards, and two touchdowns.
That was a rough
He
week for me last week.
he is like the receiver for the Jaguars, so like he's
I
gonna
know,
get
but
fed a lot of fucking
I
targets,
figured
but
Cordero is like the entire offensive like
I know,
brand.
but he hasn't done anything for the last 2 weeks, it seems, for the Falcons.
Well,
Did you
what
see
the
that
first
play?
week?
The Falcons, they fucking suck.
Well, did you see that play with Mariota where he was going to the ground?
Oh, and he just threw it away.
Yeah, it was basically a play that have like an animation in Madden that'll happen sometimes where the quarterback gets sacked weird, but they somehow still get the ball off. Like he was like this on the ground, but like backwards, and yeah, he still like threw it up, and it somehow wasn't picked. But
I thought they marked him down. I saw the highlights of it. Obviously, we didn't watch it live, but I don't know. I don't know why they didn't use Cordero like at all, but it is what it is.
Like their only like
And
offensive.
honestly, I would bench Cordero this week just to like prove a point, but I can't because Christian Kirk has a bye.
Wait, isn't Cordero like a running back, or is he
He's
wide receiver?
listed as running back, but I have him. I always switch Cordero and Christian Kirk as my flex because my 2 wide receivers are always going to be Hopkins and well normally Tyreek Hill, but Hill's on a bye this week too.
Where I have like 4 running backs, and I always get it wrong. Like they all score about like 20 points a game, except for one of them, and one of them will always be on my starting lineup, and then they'll just be like 20 points I could have gotten from running back. I'm trying to get one of these fucking joint papers. They're all sticky. Jesus Christ.
why are the Saints still playing fucking Andy Dalton at quarterback?
I don't know.
Who
That's
else are
something
they
I
gonna
want to
play?
know.
I asked that
Jameis
like
Winston. Winston's
Is
like
he
10
healthy?
times better than
for that.
yeah.
So,
Is he
why is he
healthy?
still
I thought he was hurt.
When he was hurt, but he's been healthy for the last 3 weeks now. But they just keep playing Andy Dalton. But Winston's way better.
Well,
yeah,
they're tanking.
I would rather have like a chance at 5 touchdowns with the possibility of 5 interceptions.
Exactly.
Like 2 touchdowns.
They're tanking. This next draft is supposed to be like a really good quarterback draft. So I mean, they and Jameis Winston's not going to be your guy for long term. Neither is
Yeah,
Dalton.
but what's the point?
And
But if-
Taysom Hill is
if they're
anything but a
like,
quarterback.
He's a
I
tight end.
get it. I get it if they're tanking
Still
if
not.
Dennis Allen's going to stay the head coach, but I highly doubt Dennis Allen's going to stay the head coach. He probably isn't looking at it like that. Like he's probably not thinking to himself, "Oh yeah,
He's
we're
just-
just tanking.
He's
Like
putting
I'm going to
film
be here
together
next
for
year."
another team.
Yeah.
Dude, how about the Colts new coach? What
Jeff
was
Saturday.
that? Yeah,
Oh, Jeff
the
Saturday
lineman.
wasn't- Yeah, he's a lineman. Yeah.
I think it was Peyton Manning center forever.
Yeah.
And then no coaching experience. The Colts are just like, here you go, head
Yeah.
coach.
Send it.
Everyone's giving him shit, and he just goes, "I know how to lead men. I can do this."
Yeah.
Goes out, wins his first game. No
yeah,
problem.
and like I get the notion of like it's kind of, I don't want to say a direct slap in the face, but like there are a lot of people on that coaching staff that like you could have just named interim head coach, and obviously they have experience and stuff. But at the same time, it's like
Well, I think it's like
who said the interim like who said the interim coach always has to be a placeholder? Like Jim Irsay, it's kind of been rumored that he wanted to fire Frank Reich last year anyway and hire Jeff Saturday, but the GM convinced him not to. But it sounds like he's always wanted Jeff Saturday for sure in the building in some capacity. So I don't know. I mean, why not give him a shot and see what he can do? Like,
I
I
mean,
don't
you
think it's
remember
as
when we fired Childress, we put Leslie Frazier as our
Leslie
interim,
Frazier is,
and then
and then
he
became the
came
head
back
coach.
the next year as a head coach.
Yeah.
fucking-
And it didn't work out, but like, I don't know.
I mean, our team was
Like-
garbage.
Yeah. I think he deserves another shot as a head coach for sure. Like, I think he's done really good with Buffalo being their defense coordinator the last few years. But
I don't know, man. He's just clearly, he's doing well as a defensive coordinator. Just keep him there. His best
Maybe
bet,
do
his
that.
best chance to win a ring is with Buffalo, and he's already there. Like, just stay.
they're gonna
But-
win. Right? They like that's the pick. Like if you were to say right now,
Buffalo's the odd favorite to win the Super Bowl, yeah. Which is why going into the Buffalo game,
before they played us, they were. But now
everyone was just like, if the Vikings can just hold their own, they're proving themselves to be a decent team. And then we won. But yeah, I don't know if they're the favorites anymore. I know that they were the Super Bowl favorites before the Vikings game, and now it's probably the Chiefs or maybe the Eagles. But then the Eagles just lost to
Washington.
Washington.
Yeah,
Yeah, Taylor
yeah.
Heineke of all people.
Which I
lost
would still say that the Eagles are probably the best team in the NFC right now, and I think the Chiefs are the best in the AFC. But no, there's no way that like it wasn't just like, oh, one bad performance by Josh Allen. Like now in the last 2
well,
weeks,
he's been hurt
Josh-
like last.
like Josh Allen's thrown like 4 red zone picks. Like that's
Well,
a
yeah, but he
concern.
is
Like,
he is injured too. Like honestly, just tell him to sit out. Like get healthy so that during this
Well,
playoff run,
he's
Yeah, he's not that guy.
injured. I don't know. I don't think he's as injured as the Bills were letting on that week. I mean, he
Oh.
looked fine to me in that game.
well, until he threw an interception and tried to like stop Patrick Peterson with his bad arm, and then
On that one, yeah, it did look like he nicked it up, or at least I heard that he.
I can't believe he missed that game, man. That was. Did you at least watch? You went back and watched like the highlights of it, right?
Oh yeah, I watched the highlights like twice.
Dude, my marbles were lost. They were scattered everywhere. I was trying to find my marbles for like an hour after that
Can
game.
you make that meme the like?
Consider my marbles lost.
Yeah, I sent a picture to Bowser of just a bag of marbles, and it
Have
just
you
said
seen my
missing.
marbles?
And I was like, has anyone seen these? Because I don't know where they're at. It's another lame attempt at humor.
You gotta give it a try.
All right, new segment, weekly segment here is fives. So we're gonna pick a random topic out of a bowl here, and we'll go through and list our top fives of whatever topic it is. Let's see what we got. Top 5 beers. All right. So if
That's a good
anyone
one.
wants to
I like-
start,
I like this too, that it's like on the spot as well. Like it's just like top 5
Yeah.
off the top of your head, go.
so top 5 beers. I'm gonna go Busch Latte. We'll go Coors Light. We'll go Budweiser, not Bud Light, Bud Heavy. We'll go Budweiser. Let's go. What is that? 3 now. Michelob Golden Light and Grain Belt. Yeah, we'll do Grain Belt.
Solid.
Oh, Wild just scored. Let's go.
He's got the Wild on the big TV.
Yeah, dude. They just released a new retro jersey. Oh my god.
Was that
sexy.
was that in order from 5 to 1, or was that just 5 off the top of your head, or
That was just 5 off the top of my head. I guess I could go in order. Number 1, I buy more Busch Light than anything else.
Well,
So I'll
yeah,
probably
it's just
Busch
a-
Light.
being responsible.
2 will go Coors Light. 3 will go Budweiser. 4 Grain Belt, 5. What was my 5th one? Michelob Golden. Did we just score again? Let's go.
What's the score?
2-2. We were down 2-0. 2 goals right off the bat. Let's go. They like the beer segment, boys. They like the beer segment. Let's go.
I fired them up, bro. Let's go. All right.
I guess
I'll do mine in order. A free one, a cold one, the next one, Coors Light, Busch Light.
In that order, huh?
In
You
that
went
order.
You went Budweiser in the last episode. You didn't even mention them.
Well, a free one.
that's the free
yeah.
one. The free one's
Yeah.
All right. TR, what you got?
Cold one as well.
I'll go I guess from 5 to 1. I'll go McGolden, Land Shark, Corona, Coors Light, and then Coors Banquet. I think I picked those.
Dinner, Jesus.
Surprised you didn't go with like hams.
No,
Ham's
I do
heavy.
like I don't mind hams. I think hams are all right, but
Or
It's
you're in Wisconsin now. How about that spotted cow? That's pretty good stuff, actually.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I've had that a few
I
times.
tried one of those like a week ago or something like that. Like last time I was in Bemidji.
You had a spotted cow?
Yeah, is it like you can only get it in Wisconsin?
Yeah,
Oh.
I believe so.
I think so.
Pretty
Well, I think maybe in some places you can get it. Like I'm sure in the cities you can probably find it some places, but
You just gotta know a guy. Go
yeah.
down the back alley.
But yeah, that brand that like does the spotted cow, New Glarus, they have a raspberry tart, and that's really fucking good too. Like I'm not the biggest fan of like, tart like beers and like fruit flavored, mainly just because sometimes it gets a little too sweet for me and I just can't have too many without feeling like shit. But the raspberry tarts of those are actually like really fucking good. Like, put me on those. So
Shout out Vic.
shout out Vic.
Vic's top 5 go as followed: Bud Light, Bud Light, Bud Light. For the 4th spot, we'll go Bud Light. No. 5th is Bud Light.
We just said your top 5 are all 5 Bud Light. Yeah.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
No fake news.
The Eagles yesterday they signed Linval Joseph, and then today they signed Ndamukong Suh.
Really? They signed Sue?
Yeah, they signed Sue today.
I
was hoping. I thought before the season started we were gonna get him, but it just never happened.
I thought that there was talks about that too. There's also talks about Odell. Has he signed anywhere yet?
Nope.
No, but Justin Jefferson said that after the game, he and Odell were like, they talked before the game and they talked after the game. And then he said, one of the reporters asked him and he was like, oh, we were just talking about, different things and, what the future might look like. So maybe he let it slip that Odell's thinking about going to the Vikings. I don't know. We've kind of been like a sneaky, like people talked about the Chiefs, the Bills, the Cowboys, and maybe the Giants for some reason. Well, we've kind of been a team on the outside that there's been rumors we've reached out to him, but
I could see him going back to New York though. I'm actually doing decent, and like he's towards the end of his career anyway. Just go back to where it all started. And
they need another receiver.
Yeah, because who's their number one? They can't just run it through Barkley. He's injury prone.
Slayton. He's like their only.
Kadarius Toney now.
No, Kadarius Toney went to the Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs have.
And then last year, remember they signed Galladay in the offseason for a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, he got like 20.
He's done nothing. He got benched last week.
Yeah.
He had 2 targets. He dropped both, and then he got benched.
Speaking of ex-Lions players, though, what did Matt Stafford do just to like take the L after winning the Super Bowl? Like I've seen every time the quarterback gets like a big like deal for like some like company that they like go into their fucking commercials and shit. How did he get stuck with Little Caesars?
Dude, they're the official pizza sponsor of the NFL now.
Are you kidding me?
Hot
Oh,
and
yeah.
ready, baby. It can't be Papa
Yeah.
John's anymore.
Oh yeah, I get that, but like Little Caesars, bro. Really? Like everybody knows Pizza Hut's the best.
Nah, Domino's. For
Domino's
chains?
is
For
like
chains?
clutch, but not like the best tasting.
For you know what? If we're going
Open till
popular
3
pizza
a.m.
chains,
or
I would agree with Bowser. Pizza Hut over Domino's. Domino's
I
is way
think
cheaper
in
and they're
terms of
open
the
longer.
I think in terms of just the pizza itself, I'll agree with that. But
Yeah.
because of all the other stuff Domino's
And
has,
the
I'll
wings
pick
though too.
Domino's
Like
over
Domino's
them.
wings suck ass. I'd rather just eat like the rejected.
I never get their wings. I always get the bread bowl. I get the fucking the chicken Alfredo bread bowl. That's my go-to from there.
2,500 calories or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit.
I'm not a huge fan of the bread bowl just because you don't
That's
get that much pasta. Like
Well,
I'll
that's
always
not what
just
it's
get it
about.
without of them.
It's not what it's about. The pasta's there as like a convenience factor. It's really
Well, if I wanted bread, I would just order fucking breadsticks. Like I want the pasta. I'm buying pasta, right?
but like it's in the shape of like of a bowl.
Buddy, I'll take a
Breadstick
loaf
bowl
of fucking bread and I'll just punch a hole in the middle
I
of
get
it.
the bread bowl because then it floats on water, so I can take my baths and I can just put it in the bathtub and I can just eat it right from there.
What?
Yeah, it's so dense, it just floats in the bathtub, but it has a very short life in the water. It starts to disintegrate, so you got to eat fast. It's kind of like a little bath bomb almost.
Is it summon your inner Matt Stoney?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. TR's favorite bath bomb. Fucking chicken Alfredo pizza.
Bread bowl, not pizza.
I know, I just can't fucking talk.
That would be a good picture to put on my story sometime. Me with a bread bowl in the bathtub, being like
your
nights like
socks
these.
still on. Like dry, just on like the edge of the bath with your socks still on. You got the pasta bread bowl.
Couple lit candles.
Lit candles.
Vic's clearly not invited.
Oh my god. All right, well, if that doesn't make us famous, I mean, probably episode 3 won't come out.
Check out my Dave and Buster's mug that I got.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Is that a
Did
chill
you-
How many tickets was that?
This was 600.
One
right?
million.
I think this was 600.
Yeah, you could have gotten that mug or a PS5 and you chose the mug.
No,
Yeah,
actually they had an Xbox Series X and it actually wasn't that much. Like if you're really good at games, you definitely could get it
2,000.
for less money just spending on the tokens on your card. It would definitely cost less than just going out and buying an Xbox Series X outright. So
Bro, there's one game that I'm actually or 2 games at the arcade that I'm actually good at. One's the bouncy ball drop, where if you get it into the small hole, that has the wheel that spins around, and then every hole on the outer edge has a prize, and then the jackpot's a smaller one where the ball barely fits. I'm good at that game, and then the other one where there's blocks, but as you go up, it's you go from three squares to 2, then to 1, and then you have to get the minor prize, or go for the mega, but you always go for the mega.
And you never get it. I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, those are the only 2 games I'm good at the arcade to actually get tickets. Skee ball, I'm deadly.
Deadly at skee ball.
But you get 11 tickets.
I don't even remember. It's been so long since I've been to an arcade. What are the big ticket ones? I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of them that are fun, but they don't give you tickets, air hockey.
Yeah.
And those racing games.
No, yeah, there are a lot that are there just for fun and no tickets. Yesterday, that was the first time I'd ever been to a Dave and Buster's, so that was pretty sweet.
How much
But
did you spend?
I mean, to get the first amount of tokens on the card was 35, and then put another 25 on after that. So it was $60 for.
You got out of there under 100?
Yeah.
If I go to Dave and Buster's, bro,
It's not a casino. I'm not dropping.
bro. two Benjis.
It really is though. It's kind of like a kid's casino though, because the ones that do give you the big tickets are always like it's like
It's
the
always the
spin to
gambling
win.
ones. I mean, they
Yeah.
literally have a slot machine like game there just
Yeah.
for tickets. So it literally like it is. Just
Don't they have
kid
a
gambling.
horse racing one too?
Yeah, or like they also
Not
have
not that I saw yesterday. At least not the one we went to. But
the laser at like the specific target and like makes your horse go faster or whatever. Is that the one you're talking about, Steven?
Maybe I don't know. I could have sworn there was one that was just literally like you'll bet on a horse, and if it wins, you get more tickets. I'm pretty sure, but maybe it has a laser involved. I don't know.
they have the one there that
was around too. Like, are you sure this was at Dave & Buster's?
Yeah, maybe I was just at a horse racing event.
betting on horses when you were like 13.
Yeah, it was my birthday party. Actually.
And they were like, "Yeah, you have a beard. You're of age. What do you want?" And you're like, $5 on the blue one."
I'll take $5 on Lucky
It's like all in
Stripes.
quarters too.
Yeah. They're just Chuck E. Cheese tokens. Dude, we're getting a pizza ranch in Bemidji. It's a pizza ranch fun zone.
Yeah, there's one in
So-
Medina too, or I mean, in a state where stuff's legal. Yeah,
What?
there's one here. Yeah, there's one here in this town that I live in too. It's
Oh,
fucking
Medina?
dope. Yeah, it's like I don't know. All the games are kind of like the shittiest ones at like an arcade. Like there's a light thing that goes around where you have to like stop it on the right spot and like
They had that one at the Dave & Buster's here, and I used to be so good at that when I was in my younger years. My reflexes were better, but I tried yesterday like 5 times in a row, and I just could not get it. I tried, but
there's like the regular classic like skee ball, pop shot, like all like the regular like bike game or whatever where you get to like ride the motorcycle. There's like Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift arcade machine here. It's fucking sick, bro. You get to like buy NOS and stuff, and like you guys gotta play it. I'm telling you.
Well, yeah. Other than this pizza ranch that's opening up, the only other like arcade. Well, I guess there's one in the mall, but I don't know if anyone ever goes to it. And then the bowling alley, but the bowling alley is like a mini arcade. It's kind of like a side thought.
Yeah, it kind of
So
sucks.
we'll see how this pizza ranch does. I'm sure they're gonna be really popular when they first open, and then just slowly die.
where is it? Where is it going to be? Like where in town?
So do you remember where like the Trump store was when he was like campaigning and all that?
Yeah.
Or like there's a used car dealership and like a pawn store. The big First National Bank, it's right across the street from that.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what was in it before. I think it was just like a company used it for like storage, but it's a big building and I don't know. It has potential. This town always goes crazy over like the new things because everything else is like the same. And like once you get something new, it's just everyone goes there, but then they realize like it's mid. So then they just go back to the usuals and then the new places just die down.
Did you guys like have a pizza ranch in your town growing up? Because like pizza ranch is fire.
I've never had it.
They've never had like the fun zone thing until like recently, I think. But pizza ranch, banging.
Never
never
had
had
it.
any ranch
Didn't Kirk Cousins sponsor or like didn't he have like a brand deal with Pizza Ranch?
I mean, his
Yeah,
parents probably own one. He's a Midwest guy. I mean,
He was
everybody-
doing
Small ass
commercials
towns,
for him a
somebody-
couple years ago.
What?
But yeah, I remember in Grand Forks, because like I grew up an hour away from Grand Forks. When they opened a pizza ranch there, we went quite a bit growing up, and yeah, that place, yeah, Pizza Ranch is fucking good. It's fire.
Yeah, and if like you're under 12 years old, like or 15, and say you're 12, you get like you eat like half off or something.
Oh, like the buffets.
Yeah.
And you just
Actually,
hand them a piece of paper that says I am 12, and they're like, checks out.
Yeah. I can probably still get away with that because I look like I'm like 16. So I could probably get there. I could probably go there and like get rid of just the chin hair I have and be like, I'm 12.
Yeah. Just when you come visit, we'll go to the pizza ranch here. I'll just walk in and be like, my son.
My son, he went
12.
through puberty very early, and I'll be like, what's up?
It's his
I'm
birthday.
12.
He's turning 12 today.
I'll take
So
a
half
beer.
off, right?
Actually, we'll do 11, so that way we can do it like next year too.
No, Pizza Ranch doesn't have beer. They're
What?
Christian owned. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
a
but
Christian
like
owned
you
place.
know, no
Christians
one's got
can't
thousands
enjoy a
of
little.
flask in there. It's Pizza Ranch, all right.
All right, I'll take a ranch.
The thing is like one time, the one in Grand Forks, like they normally play like country music in there, but there was one time where I went and they were playing Christian like rock,
Yeah, Christian rock. That's the one that
and
plays.
I was like, I want to fucking kill myself. Like
Dude,
this is the
awesome.
worst music in the fucking world. I can't even enjoy my delicious cactus bread because
Yeah.
I'm gotta listen to the
Do you
same
remember?
bullshit
Do you,
song.
do you remember that South Park episode where is it Carmen? He's like, I can get a #1 charted or record out there before you guys, and he just picks
Yeah,
country or not country, but Christian rock
Christian.
is his genre. And it's just like everybody loves
Oh,
Jesus.
Derrick Henry touchdown, by the way.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it was Faith Plus One. That was his rock group. And it
Oh
was
yeah, yep, yep.
him Butters and Token.
Token.
It's like, and then
He's
he's
like,
like, well, how
Token,
much money am I
Token.
gonna get? And they're like, you don't actually get any money. This is all for charity. He's like, fuck this.
What's
They're
his
like,
actual name again? Like
you're
his name's not Token, but
it's Tolkien.
Tolkien. Something.
And they finally like, yeah, in the newest like season or whatever, they finally like talk about it and they're like, wait, your name's not Token? He's like, no, it's Tolkien. I don't know why you guys keep calling me Token this whole time. And they're like, well, like token black guy. And so it's like, it's really fucked up. My name is
Yeah.
Tolkien.
Yeah,
So-
in that episode, they're like, "Go get the bass guitar." And he's like, "I don't know how to play bass." He's like, "Token, you have you have a bass guitar in your attic.
He's
You're a
like-
black family." He's like, "Son of a bitch, I do."
Hey, he
he's
comes
"But
back.
I don't
He's
know
like,
how to
"Wow,
play it."
you were right. I had a bass." And he's like, "All right, give me a bass line." And he's like, "I don't know how to play." Token, how many times do I have to tell you this? You're black. You know how to play bass.
You know how to
He starts playing it, and he's like, "God damn it!"
God damn it! I'm playing a funky bass line right now.
Carmen's like, "Here, I'll just replace baby and sweetheart with Jesus."
Bro, that was like the show that like everybody watched like growing up. That like I never watched until like I was like out of high school, because it was like a bad show, and I was
It's like growing up, I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was young, but then when I was like, when you get to like 14, and then your parents just
Yeah.
kind of stop giving a fuck, and then I started to like get heavy into it, and
yeah I was like 13 or 14 like when they stopped caring, but like at that point South Park had been out so like long enough for it wasn't like the show I had to watch. Like I'll just watch other shit.
Yeah, I'd always watch Family Guy growing up, but I never really got into South Park
Yeah,
until college.
I didn't even understand why Family Guy was funny for like the longest time because it was always on like wasn't it on like Fox or some shit.
It was Adult Swim, so it was like literally right after like Cartoon Network. Like you'd be watching your cartoons, and then 10 o'clock
Or,
would
like,
hit,
10
and it's
o'clock,
just
yeah.
like, here's some adult shit.
yeah, that's why when
And then
like when
it
we
would
were
turn into Robot Chicken, which was all fucked.
Dude, that shit
Nobody-
was
Like, when-
hilarious.
when we were really little, and like me and my friends would have sleepovers and shit, we knew that like, all right, we just got to stay up until Adult Swim comes. Like parents won't be coming downstairs anytime soon, and then we'd wait till Adult Swim comes on, and then we'd watch like Robot Chicken and Squidbillies, and we would just die laughing. We thought that was the funniest shit ever, and we thought we were hot shit because we're watching these adult shows.
What was the one with like the meatball and the cup? Aqua Teen
Hang
Hunger.
on.
Aqua
Hang on.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Squid what?
Squidbillies.
What the fuck is that?
You never
You
seen
know
that?
I've
Squidbillies? That
never
shit's
even
so
heard of it.
that's a funny show. It's really good. It's about a bunch of squid hillbillies. Like that's literally what it is. Like it's hilarious.
Like Paradise PD type of a thing or what?
That's more like Family Guy. This is more like it's not really like anything else. Did you
It's-
watch Aqua Teen
it's
Hunger Force?
Oh wait a minute.
I-
Yeah, I've seen
I
clips.
watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah,
The
I'd say
movie's
that
really
show's-
fucking good. Like the original movie is really funny.
I don't think I've seen the movie. Have you seen the new Beavis and Butthead movie?
I haven't.
Oh, that's on. I think it's on. It's either Paramount Plus or HBO. I can't remember.
I think it's
But
on
That's
Paramount.
a really funny, dude. That's hilarious.
Have you guys seen the newest Jackass that came out like last year or whatever? Jackass Forever.
No.
Yeah, is it where like they they like like they brought back like the big hand slap thing back, and they were like ran on the treadmill with like band equipment, and like that one came out like 2020 or something, 2021.
I don't know when it
There was
came
one that
out.
was more recent than that. Or maybe 2021.
I think 2021 is when Jackass Forever came out. Maybe it was it this year? I don't think it was this year. I don't know. Either way, yeah, it's like the newest one, and like it's crazy to see that they're still doing it, mainly because like Jackass 1 through Jackass 3 was all in the span of like I don't
It
know,
was
like
this year.
like 10 years or whatever. And then it was a 10-year gap between Jackass 3 and then the newest one. And to see them all like so old now, like
It was
still
February 4th of 2022. It was this year.
Yeah, wasn't it like this
damn.
was the first one that everybody else actually made money on? Like, because Johnny Knoxville like fucked everybody out of money like for like the first ones. He's the only one that like really made anything.
Yeah, and like no, I don't think it was to any fault of him though. It was just like how contracts worked, and they were all young and stupid, so no one knew like
And he
you
also
know.
like paid for everything though. Like he wasn't being like a like actual asshole about it. Like
Yeah.
paid for everything. Like
I know I was just watching an episode of Steve-O's podcast, like Steve-O's Wild Ride, and he had Danger Aaron on, and they were fucking talking about like when the show first started. I mean, they were making nothing. Like even when the show was popular for the first few seasons, like not when the first movie came out, just the show itself, they were making like $100 like an episode, like 200 if you did something that like was
made
they
it,
considered extreme, like you'd get like $200. Like they were making nothing back then.
like Steve
And
was
like
making
they
dollars every week.
then Steve-O was talking, he was like, I was literally getting paid not because like whenever he got a paycheck, he was like, that paycheck went to the Coke dealer from like what I owed him. So I was making nothing for the first like many years of my career.
What a story though. Shout out Steve-O. From
Thank you.
whip to clean. All right, is it time for another one of those idea things, or is that only just like top 5?
Well, I was thinking we would do that like one topic a week. I mean, we could do another one, but
It didn't like it's kind of like a cool like once a week thing.
yeah. Yeah,
We could elaborate.
You have any
We
good
could
like
also
would you
elaborate a
rathers
little bit more.
on
Elaborate.
the beard?
Oh, on
Well,
the
yeah,
beard.
just like we could just talk for a few minutes too about like why we like what we chose, and if there's any that we left off that we were thinking about. Like I
Yeah.
didn't have Bush Light on my top 5, but that's obviously like right outside the
Oh,
top
no, what
5.
was like your number 4 or whatever? Like,
Land Shark
yeah,
Lager.
I've never had that.
That shit's good. I like it.
Is it like an
Tasty.
IPA or is it like a?
No, it's not an IPA.
really?
IPAs are stupid. No, it's just like a
You heard it here first, folks. TR says IPAs are stupid.
Fuck.
they are.
Write that down.
IPA drinkers be like, no, bro, it's supposed to taste like ass. You don't get it. Like that's the experience. Like it's supposed to taste bad.
Or imagine if they like ran a different type of like a different business or like a different like top. Like imagine if like the people that drink IPAs like ran a car company. Like yeah, it's not supposed to run. Like you're supposed to have to push it.
It's just for looks. Like
Those
you're not supposed to
wheels are,
drive
like-
this anywhere.
Yeah, those wheels are just for show, bro.
Like no, I don't know. I mean, I get some people like
I've had like good
rum and
IPAs.
shit,
Like I'm not
but
gonna hate on all of them, but like I'm not out there like. It's easier to drink like 7 light beers than it is to drink one IPA.
yeah, like I don't mind Voodoo Ranger. Like I've had that plenty of times. That's okay. But it's just like I don't know. You'll see people comment on like, oh, I see young people in bars and they're drinking like Bush Lights and Bud Lights and all this piss water and blah blah blah. And it's like this is a man's beer. It's a whole 1% more alcoholic. Like, well, fucking K, like 1%. Like,
Bro,
cool,
I've just
dude.
gotten into like
Like-
the like Angry Orchards and stuff like that. What are those called? Fucking
Ciders.
ciders. Like ciders are lit. Like cider boys are so good. Like
Ciders are good.
only drink like 3 or 4 of them because you'll get a little tummy ache or like
Little
make sure
gut
you're
rat.
Yeah, well, or like
You-
eat something. I guess.
You
Like,
drink like 3 or 4 of those, you gotta eat a bottle of
like a
Tums.
kind of like what like a build your own appetizer, like 3 or 4 appetizers to pick from, and then like 3 or 4 cider boys. It's like a good ratio. One appetizer to one cider boys, but they're delicious. Like it's kind of like Mike's Hard Lemonade for like white women, but like cider for white
Like a
women.
Red's Apple Ale.
Yeah, yeah, they're not bad, but I really just like cider boys. They have a new one's like orange apple cider or something like that. It's pretty tasty. Or like the flavored Leinenkugels.
Leinenkugels are good.
Not a big line. No.
I do like summer shandies from time to time. They're pretty tasty.
Yeah, summer shandies are alright. I think the
I don't
only
like
some-
IPA,
like
like the Bemidji
No.
Brewing Company up here, like they make a good German blonde. But other than that, I pretty much stay clear of the IPAs, unless again it's free and someone just hands it to me.
I
I'm out
don't
of
I don't
everything
even
else.
I don't think the Golden Blonde is even an IPA. I just think it's just like a lager. Like
Is it really? I thought.
I think it's just like a regular beer because it's like
Oh, then never mind. Then
so aren't like even if they're IPAs, if they're like under a certain percentage and they're like a light color, then they're just called like a regular beer. I think that's just the knowledge I have from YouTube somewhere. So don't know if it's true, but
did Gordon Ramsay tell you this?
nope.
oh, Modelo was another one that's like just outside my top 5. I like Modelo's quite a bit.
Okay, you had Coronas though in your top 5, right?
Yeah,
Corona over Modelo's.
I think so. Yeah, slightly.
That's fair.
Like without a lime, I think Modelo tastes a little bit better. But when you put the lime like in the Corona, it does taste really good.
Yeah,
Like
it's so like
you
refreshing.
you shove it in the bottle, and then it's like you taste a little bit every single time you take a sip, and it's just I don't know. I've always liked Coronas.
And no like little lime wedge either. You gotta get like a big chunker.
You know, yeah, you need
You
a
gotta
fat
shove that
one.
whole lime.
There's
The
a
right
whole
bunch
in
of
there.
lime in the
You
bottle.
don't even cut it up.
I just cut it into fourths and then like I cut the quartered up lime in half. So you could shove it in like a big ass chunk of like pineapple pretty much.
Yeah. Well, that's the goal. It needs to be like almost too big to put in, but you just kind of twist it,
Yeah.
and then it gets the lime like juices and flavorings all throughout the rim, and
Delicious.
delicious. Speaking of alcohol, Vic actually just got this whiskey called, what is it? Doughboy? What is it? Like dough, I think it's called Doughball, and it's supposed to be cookie dough flavored whiskey.
That sounds like it could be really good or
Yeah, Vic just got it.
Has she tried it yet?
No, have you tried
Yeah,
it? You've never had it before, have you? No, I haven't
Yes,
had it
live
either.
taste test right now.
Okay, Vic, give me a shot glass and get me the Doughboy or ball, please.
Is it like
Boy, the rapper,
is it like the
rapper.
Pillsbury Doughboy's like little like cousin or maybe
I think it's
kid?
called Doughball.
Oh, so it's just one of
Yeah, okay, so this is
part of
it.
the
It's dough.
Pillsbury Doughboy.
It's dough ball. It's got a little dog on the front.
I
No
think
free
that's a
ads.
panda.
Yeah, and cookie dough whiskey, 35%. We get a shot glass here.
Take a pull.
I'm not gonna take what?
He's not an animal. He's an aged man. He's an adult, right? Leave that to the freshman.
He's clean. Yes. Okay. Gotta take my Zin out.
What flavor you zinning on?
You went upper decker too.
Spearmint. Oh yeah, the Zin's always going the up because
Oh,
like
Upper
your
deckers make your
upper
pecker
your
bigger.
close to the nose.
your upper gums don't produce as much saliva. So if you're doing anything that's not just like normal dip and it's just a nicotine pouch like that, if you don't want to keep like swallowing your like spit that like tastes like it, you put it in the upper here.
Make sure you
Little
guys are
science for you. I don't know. It smells good. It kind of like it smells like cookie dough, kind of.
It's probably gonna be
You
like
take it? Is it good?
peanut butter
It
whiskey.
said it's good. Yeah, it's pretty good. It would, you know what this?
Approved.
It would be really good in Remember that drink at Fozzie's? That's like, what
Oh,
is
the
it? It's
chocolate
like
milk.
it's
Oh
like
my
Captain
God,
and
yeah.
chocolate milk and something else. This would be great with that.
You
That
guys
was
are
a fire drink.
disgusting.
That was
This
a
would be
Were
good
you
in-
there for
this would
that,
be-
Bowser?
No, but I've heard you guys talk about it. I don't trust anybody like saying that.
Bro,
That's
every
chocolate
time we would
milk.
go there, they never had chocolate
root
milk.
beer.
Yeah, they never had chocolate milk. So I told the bartender, I was like, if I go and run and get chocolate milk, will you make this for all of us? And they're like, yeah. So I grabbed 2 gallons of chocolate milk, came back to the table, and I mean, we had probably two rounds each for the whole table. There was a lot of people there though. I liked it. It was a
What
drop
even- what-
shot one. I
what is
can't
it
remember.
again?
It was Captain
it's root
beer.
beer. It's root beer, chocolate milk, and then you drop the shot in, right? I think.
Yeah, and I think it was Captain Morgan. It was the rum.
Yeah. But this whiskey would actually be really good in it. This whiskey also just by itself would be good in like a hot chocolate.
Oh yeah.
It also would be good in just a root beer. I don't know. That was pretty tasty. I like that.
I'll have to look out for that one. That sounds kind of interesting. Dough ball.
Go ball. That was good. That was a good find.
See if we can get a sponsor.
Yeah, sponsor
How,
check
how are
this.
the liquor prices over there compared to Minnesota?
Like the same.
Okay.
Like the same. You can get a liter Captain for like, I don't know, 18, 20 bucks, something like that. I think that's how much I would always pay in Minnesota. So
Well,
it's pretty
like
much-
up in Bemidji, like if I was getting a handle of Captain, it'd probably be like $28. But down in like the cities of like Minneapolis area, if you go to like Total Wine, you can get a handle for like 17.
yeah.
Well, don't you just have to get out of like the county? So like
Yeah,
actually-
that might be it too.
Like you just have to go like 20 minutes away, so you don't have to pay like triple taxes. It's like county tax, state tax, and then the liquor tax. So you just go out of that county. I'm pretty sure it's like way cheaper because I pay for a handle of Captain's like 25 after after the liquor tax.
What was that one drink that we would always do on Fridays, Bowser? God, fucked me up.
E&J Fridays. It's not
E&J
really
Fridays.
It's just a bottle of brandy for both of us, or a big one split between.
Dude,
It was always
E&J
a
Apple.
bottle each.
Dude, E&J Apple is top tier, and then
With some
like
Sprite.
E&J Apple with Sprite or 7-Up.
or
That's a,
E&J Vanilla with root beer or Dr Pepper, bro. That's my favorite. Like Dr Pepper with E&J Vanilla. That shit's fire. I'll take that over any fucking $80 drink or $80 bottle of liquor.
$80 bottle of liquor.
Or like
The
anything
fuck?
like well, like
What are you
E&J's
buying?
E&J is considered like bottom
Whale.
shelf,
Yeah.
Yeah. but it's delicious.
my
Not
my go-to like drink if I'm like doing a mixy and not beer, because I'm pretty much just a beer guy. But if I'm gonna do like a mixed drink, my go-to is always like gonna be an apple, like apple whiskey and 7-Up is pretty much gonna
Have
be.
you had the,
It's
apple
usually
apple
like
one?
Crown Apple 7 or Crown Apple Waters. That's kind of like the go-to for me.
Yeah, I've always been kind of a rum guy, like rum and Coke, like normally Captain Coke, but like I've been on a weird Bacardi kick recently. Just like Bacardi Superior, like just the normal.
Yeah, not limon.
No, fuck Limon. That's the worst flavor of all of them.
I've that's the first liquor I ever like woke up the next day and was so hungover and had like such like bad stomach ache that I like threw up. And like that's the only time I've ever thrown up like the day after drinking.
Bacardi
like-
Dragonberry is fire. Dragonberry is fire. I can't do it anymore. That was more of like a in college drink
Yeah.
to get you like fucked up. You'll mix it in some like what was that
Water.
fruit punch thing that we would always make? The jungle juice.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's always red every time.
No, dude. Sometimes we'd get the tropical, or not the tropical punch, but the blue flavored Hawaiian punch, and it would
Yeah, but
turn
then
like
you mix it with red, and it would just be like purple.
Thing is,
Yeah.
whenever like
I was
whenever
very-
people like, I'm not a huge jungle juice guy, just because again it hurts my tummy a little too much. But like
well, you can't get drunk
Whenever-
off of it. But for like a
whenever-
party though, like
whenever someone was gonna make it though, what always happened was people would make it and be like, okay, it's fine. No one needs to touch it. And then there'd always be that one person that'd be like, yeah, it's pretty good. It could use like another bottle of liquor. So they'd put like another bottle of vodka.
Oh, it does, bro.
And then it would be burnt, and then it would always seem to be like ruined for the whole night. Like it would either be way too burnt
Yeah, 'cause you
or
can't
then way
taste-
too
can't taste
sweet,
the
because
liquor
then
out of it.
people would taste it and be like, oh, it's too burnt. So they would add way too much like juice and shit. And then so it was never a good like medium of like the alcohol flavor to like the sweetness of everything. So
I'll
jungle
try-
juice is just a mishmash of bullshit. So it's like, I don't know. Whenever there was a party and someone was making jungle juice, I always brought my own stuff because I knew that's what was going to happen. Someone would put their own like bottle of something in it and be like, hey, we needed to spice it up a little bit. And then it would always like taste like ass.
I found
by
that,
the
like,
time they did that
like
though, you're already
50%
tuned up enough to.
you get like the 100 proof vodka, and then you get like one other bottle of like flavored vodka, to one big ass thing of Hawaiian punch, like the big like bigger than a gallon ones, and then a 2 liter of Sprite is about like the right ratio. So it gets you fucked up enough, and then it also has like two or three different flavors, like where it actually doesn't just taste like shit. Or like I also don't like put like gummies and shit in there because that's so gross. Like at the end of the night, it's all just like
Oh yeah, like when people try and do the gummy bears soaked in.
yeah,
Oh God.
or like putting fruit in there and shit. Like yeah, they like taste better, but like or you could just use a bottle of lime juice or like lemon juice, or put fucking orange juice in it.
Why not just put creme fraiche?
Great.
A dollop of creme fraiche in
Goes
the
a
jungle
long
juice.
way.
Yeah. I always suggested, no one ever wanted to do it, but I always suggested doing just a pitcher, not a pit, like a jug of like, instead of jungle juice, do beer mosas, which is just beer and orange juice, and no one ever wanted to do it. And that shit's so good, and
Brass
no
monkeys.
one ever wanted. Every time I suggested it, people would just shut it down and be like, "No, we don't want to do that. We're doing jungle juice." And I'd be like, "Well, a beer mosas one would be way cheaper. So we
Yeah.
all pitched in; it'd be way cheaper, and there's pretty much a guarantee it's not going to get ruined."
Yeah.
But
I mean, but when we made the jungle
brass
juice,
monkeys that much. Like
we would sell cups though, take our money back.
yeah, but I'd rather have like a Captain Coke or like a screwdriver.
two people of drinking age, of course.
Yes, 21 and over, 18 in other countries where
Where it's
Is
legal.
it still 18 in Canada?
I think so.
Isn't
In
it
most,
18 in Wisconsin?
No, that ended in like the
They,
80s.
we talked about this last time. They treat it like it is, but no, yeah, in most places in Canada, in most what are they called? Not states, like fucking
territories.
most territories in Canada, it's 18. In some places it's 19, but in mostly
I think
everywhere
in
it's
Canada,
18.
they don't really give a fuck though. Like it's legal if
No,
you can use your hand.
they do because
Drinking and
it's
driving they do, but
it's 18, but minors in Canada like are expensive. If you get a minor in Canada, you're fucked. They go hard with that shit. Like their drinking laws are actually pretty strict in terms of like people not of drinking age getting
I
caught.
must be
Like,
thinking
it
of-
is.
Isn't the legal limit for driving in Wisconsin 1.8?
Yeah, I think so.
over double the legal limit.
Yeah.
Don't
Bowser, what were you
get,
at,
like,
Bowser?
A subscription to like just getting beer delivered to your house.
Ba-
That's
Bowser,
true.
when you had 2 pounders, yeah, what were you at?
Oh, dude, that night.
When we went to
I think
no
I
no
beat
I'm
you at 0.18. Yeah.
I was talking about when we were going to Fargo for the Monster Jam.
Oh, that one. That one started at like on the gun. It was like 0.19, but at the like actual like tube with machine or whatever is like 0.1.
That was after you had slept too a little bit.
Yeah, I went to sleep, bro. That's so gay.
Drank, went to
Like,
sleep, took a shower.
wrong, all right? When you wake up, you're not sober. All right? I proved you wrong.
Yeah, I remember we were like pretty much in Fargo, like the car I was in, and then we got a call, and I was like, they've got to be like just right behind us. And it was yeah, Bowser ran into a fire hydrant because you like tried to pass a car and then slipped off the road. And you were like thought you were sober, but then when the cops came, they breathalyzed you, and you were like, nope.
Bro, I went to bed at like 5 in
I
the
can't
morning.
believe
I
you got
up at
out. You got out within
I
like
was
what
even
was
out
it,
of
an
jail.
hour, and you still ended up. You guys all still ended up coming to Monster Jam. That was the
I didn't, bro.
best.
I went to the casino. I was so pissed off, and I just got hammered. Like, I was like, hey, if I'm fucking supposed to be drunk right now, if I'm blowing and getting a DUI, I'm gonna start drinking. So I was drunk before I even got to Fargo, and I just stayed at the casino the whole time.
But you guys came to Fargo.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember you didn't make it to the Monster Jam part.
yeah.
Okay.
I was like in and out of it was in and out of jail within an hour. Pretty like pretty convenient if I gotta like if I'm being honest. Like shout out Beltrami County.
It's nice that they didn't like keep you in the
Honestly,
drunk tank or
he was
anything.
that
They were
cool.
just like,
Just waited until you blowed like zeros.
What?
Did they just wait until you blowed zeros and then they released you?
No.
Well,
I blew on the machine and then it was like 0.13 and then I did the second test and it was like 0.1 and then they're like, all right, well, here's your
they were like, well, by the time he
DUI
gets
ticket.
out of here, he'll be
Have a
fine.
good
So
day.
like we
I
have
didn't,
too many people in here anyway.
I didn't get I didn't get fingerprinted or like a picture taken or nothing. Like that part was kind of bad service, but
now that first that time that it was outside of 123,
the
and you know
minor,
you were, yeah, when you were like, oh, I had two beers. Like, how much did you blow? Do you remember that?
that one was like I think it was like 0.19 or something like that.
Yeah, and they were like a little more than two beers.
Yeah, I was like, they might have been pounders.
They might have been 40s.
You they should have let you go after that. Like,
But
that's
yeah,
funny. Like,
I feel like I feel like you like make a good enough joke, you should just be able to do whatever the fuck you want. Like
I don't know why they did that though, considering, because you were just telling them like, I'm sleeping right there. I'm staying the night at this house.
I wasn't causing
Like,
any problems, but I was like
yeah.
around people that were causing problems, I guess. So whoopsie. That was on homecoming, I think. And the reason I got so fucked up was like I made like a big mixie in like a liter bottle of Mountain Dew, like not a big 2 liter, but just a regular like you know liter
Was
bottle.
what?
It was like
Yeah,
half.
wasn't
Like,
that when we were walking past one of the homecoming banners and you went up to it with your key and you started to like
we wanted
like
to steal it. I'm like,
take it off, and Josie like walked by and was like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm just doing it for the picture. I'm not actually taking it." And he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay."
Didn't we end up getting that sign?
Like later that night, you guys did get it. I think. Yeah. I was passed out because
Me
like we went to the football
me
game and I drank a
me
whole
me and Vic found one.
because they
We'll
wouldn't let
go
me
with that.
bring
Yeah.
like Mountain Dew into like the football game. They're like, you have to drink
Yeah.
that.
But no, me and Vic found one that night, so I still have it. It's
I remember it was hanging in 123 forever, and then I think you ended up taking it back to the apartment when you moved out, and then
yeah. I don't know where is it? I think it's just in. Oh, I know where it is. It's in a box. I know I have it in a box somewhere here. But yeah. So if BSU wants it, I found it. So if they come knocking,
Hey,
I found it.
we
I
found
just
it.
I figured they threw it away. So
Yeah, it was just hanging up somewhere
yeah.
randomly.
yeah, it was
So
just displayed.
Yeah, BSU don't. I found it. If you want it back, I'll send it. I'll FedEx that right to you.
20 wasn't that like 2017? I don't
Something
think
like
they
that.
need
Yeah.
that back. I don't think they need that back.
Yeah, they probably changed the design. Well, like I said, they were getting rid of it anyway, so
Well, they have to get a new one every year with the new year on it.
Not like every year, like
it didn't even have a year on it. It just says
2011. They
Oh,
can
it
change
didn't?
Bemidji. Yeah, it just says Bemidji State homecoming.
Bro, somebody has like a like $100,000 bet tonight on the Titans minus 13.5. And if it hits, they win like 700K or some shit. I don't think that's gonna
Was
hit.
that was that was was that like what they were projected?
I think
Or was that
actually
was that
the
just that
Packers
was just one of them though?
like the actual point spread. I think is either like the Packers minus 3.5 or plus 3.5 or something.
Okay. I mean, it's honestly not that risky of a bet. Like,
No, I didn't
and
think.
the thing is because like the Packers had the game against Dallas where they actually like did a lot, and it's like so recency biased, but that's just one game. Like that's an outlier. Most
And
of the
like
season, the Packers have
Cowboys
been dog
always
shit.
like they're not really that good of a team ever. They have like a lot of talent. They can be good, but they're just not like a football team. Like they're
No.
just never gonna like, especially with Mike McCarthy. Like Aaron Rodgers knew exactly like what they were gonna, well, like what he was gonna do.
Yeah. And the Packers just notoriously own the Cowboys. Like they just own the Cowboys. They always have, and they always will. But no one should take that game and just automatically be thinking like I'm not even just saying this as like a Vikings fan or whatever, because I do like Aaron Rodgers. I've always been a fan of his actually.
Yeah,
But no one should be taking that game and be like, all right, now they got it figured out. They're going to be good. It's like, no, that was just one game. Like Christian Watson was wide open all game long. Like that's like until we start to see a pattern, like
it's not the
don't
worst.
don't
Like other than Diggs, like is there's like the worst secondary in the NFL. Like Diggs really just cleans up a lot of.
well, and even then it's like
And like he only like
Diggs had a lot of interceptions last year. But there's a reason why.
routes, and
Because
he's just so happy to like actually make the plays. Like if he misses those plays, those are touchdowns. Every interception that he had last year, and even this year, those are touchdowns if he doesn't pick it off.
yeah, and it's like obviously there's skill involved in interceptions. There's also a lot of luck.
Yeah,
And like last year, a big thing was teams weren't afraid to throw to him because he actually wasn't great in coverage. But it's the fact that they threw to him so much, he had a lot of interceptions.
yeah.
Now, I do think he's still good, and he's certainly been playing much better this year than last year, even though he obviously doesn't have the same amount of interceptions. But he's going to have that many. He had like 10 last year. Like no one's going to get that many again. But like it's just one of those things where it's like like they're
Doesn't like
Pat.
Sauce Gardner already have 7 this year or 6 this year for the Eagles? Like he might, I don't know, he might fucking get like 12 or 13.
Well, wait, Sauce is he's on the Jets.
Jets.
You're talking about
Yeah.
the rookie
That's it, not
Sauce, right? Or are
Yeah,
you talking about the other? Because there is a Gardner on the Eagles, but I forget his name.
I think it
There's a
was.
guard.
I think it might be like that Gardner guy. Cause like the only reason I know that is because on like Monday Night Football, they're like that's his 7th pick of the year or some shit.
That's probably
like-
Sauce Gardner. He's killing it in New York. And he was the one that was
Sauce-
like clowning Green Bay by wearing the cheese head at the end of the game.
I think
Is it
so.
that guy? That's the same
Yeah.
one.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh!
Sauce has been killing it with. Wait, hold on. Yeah, Sauce has been killing it with the Jets, but he only has 2 interceptions on the year. I was thinking maybe we're thinking of Darius Slay on the Eagles, but he only has 3. Nah, I don't know. Either way, yeah, Sauce Gardner, dude.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not
yeah.
that often.
Gardner
It's not that
Johnson.
often. It's not that
He has
often
6
that
picks.
like a corner comes out of college and like plays in the NFL and is already elite in their first season. Like it's
No,
a tough position to like.
the leader for interceptions is the Gardner Johnson for Philadelphia.
Yeah, for the Eagles. He has 6 picks.
Dude, Harrison Smith has 4.
Yeah. Pat Peterson has 3.
Yeah,
He's
but
been playing so good this year.
Like thrown to him.
Trump's running again for president. That's kind of funny.
There we go. He's
Gonna-
gonna
It's going to
Yeah,
be
wasn't it-
another very it's going to be another very hostile political environment in 2024. Everyone's going to be dicks to each other. I mean, more than people already are who are like hardcore into politics, but you know,
Yeah, I'm excited.
I am too. It's funny. It's
Yeah.
funny. Like as someone who like, doesn't I don't really give a fuck about politics. I'm an independent. I think both sides are the exact same. They just slap different labels on each other, but they're the exact same. They're all out for each other. I think it is very funny. Like, I don't know. I'm here for it. I think it's hilarious.
As long as Twitter survives, like I'll be here viewing everything, just getting ready for the show. Can't wait. Speaking of like with politics though, like with like the elections that are going on right now, I think it's really funny how everybody's gets mad about like, oh, we're a red state or a blue state or wherever. Where like the majority of like the land mass isn't like a red state or a blue state or whatever, but like where everybody lives, like they all are too. Like I don't understand why people don't get that. Like those are where like that's where everybody lives. So yeah, if they want something, like your whole state's gonna deal with it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Like Minnesota, like majority of Minnesota, the map itself, people in the rural areas or like in the kind of smaller cities, like they're voting red, but the cities and all that surrounding area, they're going to vote blue. So obviously it's going to be blue.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally how like the electoral college like vote works. And yeah, people still don't understand how that works. And it's like,
Like
I
just
don't know.
move.
I just,
Like like if you're really that upset about it, you can just like leave, go live in the state you want to be in, I guess. But I mean, I don't really give a fuck either way.
Well, that's the thing too, is most people like it's not going to affect their lives. Like,
no.
still going to wake up, go
And
to work.
that's exactly, that's the thing. Like, no matter who's president, like your life's not going to change that much. Like I can
I think we
sympathize
can
with
all agree
people.
though, Biden is just so bad though. Like,
But
there's
he's
so
just having a
many.
good time, bro. It's a retirement party. He doesn't know where the fuck he's at.
No, he doesn't know what's going on.
I guess
There's so many different videos of him just being
when he falls off the
clueless,
bike is
dude.
my favorite.
We need like right or left, I don't care. We just need someone who's not that old. Like
Yeah,
we need someone a little bit younger. Like we really do. Again,
I
right
get
or left,
somebody in
I
their
don't care.
40s.
But
I'll settle for 40s. Like I don't agree with a lot of 40-year-olds, but I'll take 40s, bro. I'm sick of these 70, 80-year-old fucks making these like or standing in these like I don't they're not really making any decisions, but
No, they're just a
the flip side,
figure.
can we just get a younger person? I don't know. Like Steve, we could just you got what, like a couple more years you can run?
Right? Yeah. Was it 45?
I think so. Like that
no, I don't think it's that. I think it's
like
like it's 30 something, I think.
it's 35, I think, yeah.
Yeah, isn't it 35?
It's 35 and you have to be like a natural born citizen. I think it's 45 if you're like if you move here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I'd like a younger person. It's when like whenever it's like Biden even now it's like well Biden he's a Democrat so he's a really good because that's just kind of the stigma is like Republican bad Democrat good even though none of that's true again I think that everyone's the same.
Yeah.
It's like this whole thing of like oh Biden as long as it's a Dem we're good and blah 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 and it's like dude when Biden was a kid like black kids couldn't go to his school. Like no, I don't want someone like this. Like, can we get a just a younger person, even in their 50s? Like, I don't care, but like, it's not these 70-plus-year-olds. Like, if Biden were to run again, dude, God, what was it? He would be 80. If he ran again and he won, he'd be 80 something.
He wouldn't fucking win, dude. I think even the people that voted for Biden are realizing like, oh fuck.
Yeah. They didn't really believe it because like the whole like I remember like when the like election was going on, like everybody was saying like you're only seeing the bad part of the Biden clips. Like have you watched his whole like have you seen a full one of his speeches like beginning to end? I'm like
I'm not gonna put myself through that torture.
That's because he's gonna give me like 6 minutes of information over the span of 2.5 hours, bro. Like, I'm not gonna listen to this guy talk because he doesn't know where the fuck he's at. He's lost. That's
Yeah, he
dementia.
might have like dementia or Alzheimer's or
No, he
something.
definitely does it, for sure. Either that or he's on so much fucking medication that he's just feeling out.
And I don't know why that's such a bad thing to say. Like what, like people get so like up in arms about that too when you're like he can't help it. You know, he's that old and it's, you know, just it
Yeah,
comes with age and it's like,
I
yeah,
don't,
exactly. It comes with age. So why is he our fucking president? Like what are we doing? Like what is this? Like
If it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
we think I'm not trying to like I don't like old people. And it's like it's just like let's just stop. Let's stop with the old people. We need to stop with the
me
old people.
neither,
And then
bro.
that includes Trump. Like even
Yeah,
though I'm like I don't think that Trump is necessarily as bad as people make him out to be, even though his
but he's
hardcore
still old
supporters
as
are
fuck.
just insane. But like I just like Trump's old. Like he's old. He's old. Like one of these days, the coast it's gonna catch up with him. And if he were to run again and get president, he'll drop dead in office one day. And then it's like, all right, well now whoever his vice president is will be president. But it's just like let's just stop with the old people. That's my thing. We need a cap, is what we need. We need a limit.
Yeah, like
You hit a certain age,
5 to
Yeah,
55.
because you can't run at a certain age. You can't run at a certain age. You know,
Yeah,
like
like
in
most
between
people,
this and this.
yeah.
retirement age is supposed to be 63 or whatever in the United States, right? Like that's what it's been set to. Like that's our magic number we came up with.
It
So
might not be that anymore, but
63 or however old it is, 65, they don't get to fucking run for president, bro. You're supposed to be retired. Go fucking play golf. Like go have a
Yeah.
blast. Maybe hit up Dave and Buster's. You know, you don't need to be
That
running the country right now.
that's one of the things too with Trump too. It's like, dude, like he's so funny. Like he has such a knack for humor. Like both
Yeah,
on
it's not like
purpose and not
John
on
Daly is
purpose.
like,
He's so funny. It's almost like I wish he had never run because he's honestly so hilarious. He could have just been that funny billionaire that every now and again will just come out with random clips. Like before
yeah,
he was president, I don't know if he was a cameo or whatever, but he would just come out with random clips where he would talk to like a camera or whatever. Like he talked like before he ran for president, he's talking to like someone like sent him a question on Twitter one time or whatever, and he's like, so there's this rapper Mac Miller. And he has a song about me, and I'm not getting any of the money. Like Mac Miller,
he's
where's
not
my
even mad.
money?
He just wants
did
his
you
like
guys watch that show that he had too? Or
like
because he had
apprentice or whatever.
yeah
Yeah,
he
The
had
was
a
lit, bro.
Apprentice.
It was
he had
on
a
Yeah,
popular
Monday
TV
Night
show.
Raw every week. It
dude,
was fucking lit, bro.
he's
Just have like
funny.
a bunch of like athletes and like rich people.
He's a funny guy,
Funny
and
guy.
and funny guy. And it's interesting too, consider like when he was in the early 2000s, he was a registered Democrat, and you know he ran as a Republican,
Hey,
which
people can
again just shows. And I know that like obviously people's opinions can change and stuff, but it just goes to show you. I remember one time I had a conversation with Ash about this. This one night we were all drunk and I was just having, and me and Ash were both in agreement. Like he probably doesn't even believe in half the stuff he fucking says. He just says it because he knows his supporters love it, and that's what all politicians do. But again,
yeah.
I just wish someone like that just was funny, and I wish they had just stayed funny. I don't like when funny people like just kind of go
Not
from
be
being
funny.
funny to being like
Serious.
just what they are now. Like Jimmy Kimmel used to be hilarious, and now he's just a hardcore like leftist talking point. Same with Stephen Colbert. It's like Colbert used to be so funny. I loved the Colbert Report, but then he started doing the nightly show that he does now. Like, and it's just like, dude,
I've never
you are
watched like any of those shows.
like you're so not funny. Like, and I don't know.
Did you guys watch like the Late Show or like the Late Show, like any of that stuff?
No,
Not really. No.
no, I never got into it.
Those
The
shows will
only
be
one,
in like 10.
the only one that I ever thought was actually like really good growing up and kind of funny was Conan. I always appreciated Conan O'Brien. I thought he was actually like pretty funny.
I don't know. He's got some good bits, but like I couldn't even get into him. I know Jay Leno was another big one. But I know him from more like TV appearances than I do from him hosting like a talk show. But then again, that's just not our era, you know.
Yeah.
So that license plate that's behind you, Steven, like move
Yeah.
your head. Is that the captain like from like Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Jesse Pinkman, like first car. Bro, I literally like seen that on the last time we were like recording this, and I started watching it again, bro. It's still good. So
Yeah, the part about that is they got into Breaking Bad, but on a trip to New Mexico, they filmed it in Albuquerque,
yeah,
and there was a bunch of like Breaking Bad memorabilia and all that because you can like go on tours to see where all this was filmed, and I got that because like I just like Captain Morgan. and so I was like the captain, and then somebody else was like pointed out, and they're like, that's a Breaking Bad reference. I was like, double whammy, baby.
two for the price of one. No, I think I just started the second season now.
You've seen it through and through though,
Yeah,
right?
I've watched all the way.
Did you watch the Better Call Saul? Isn't that the
Dude,
prequel to
that
it?
show stinks, bro.
Stinks. I've
It
heard good
sucks,
things about it.
bro. I don't like it. I didn't really like Saul though, like really in the show either though. Like he was kind of funny, but he wasn't like my favorite character.
I never watched like Breaking Bad or
I only watched
Better
it on
Call Saul or
on-
any of that, but like I said, like or like Steven said, like I've heard great things about Better Call Saul. You're probably the first person I've ever heard that says it sucks. But
Well,
I've never seen it, so
I was like hyped up about it. 'Cause, like I watched it when it first came out because it was like it's a Netflix show. I'm pretty sure. So like the first season came out, and I like watched the whole thing, and I was like, it was nowhere near as good as Breaking Bad is. So like maybe that's why I don't like it because I'm comparing it to like that show. Like it's nowhere near as good, but
How far into it did you get?
I just watched the first season. I haven't watched any of it since then. I was like,
Yeah.
nah.
I was gonna say a lot of the big shows that people always talk about. I gotta give it like 3 episodes, and if I can't get into it, then I just put it off to the side. Did you guys catch Yellowstone? Do you watch that?
No.
I've never seen it.
Whoa.
I thought about like starting it, like, but there's like the other show, like 1884 or whatever.
1883 is a prequel. It's kind of like Better
I
Call
was
Saul,
thinking
but
about
then there's
watching that first, because then like it's a prequel, so it might be like kind of hard to get into. But
yeah, I mean it's
I
a good
watched
show
it
too.
before
They're
it
making another prequel called like 19 something, 1923
bro, that's gonna go
maybe.
on forever, bro.
It's pretty much just like one family of the Duttons and then going into the next. But Yellowstone is like modern day Duttons. It's a great show, dude. I think you guys would really like it. I couldn't recommend it more, but they just dropped the 5th season. And
You're right about Ted Lasso. That show's fucking hilarious, bro.
oh, did I tell you about that?
Yeah, I just got Apple TV like a few months ago. It's fucking hilarious. I've already like watched both seasons twice. Like,
Yeah, Ted Lasso's a good show. Another Apple TV like exclusive is well, maybe it's not an exclusive, but I know it launched for free on Apple TV. Was a movie called The Greatest Beer Run Ever, where it's like a true story about like this dude like during the Vietnam War who just like he's not in the military at the time, but all of his buddies like from the neighborhood are wants to like do his part, so he brings them a bunch of PBRs. And he catches like a ship over to Vietnam and then tracks down all of his buddies and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And he's just like, "Brought you a beer." It's based on a true story.
I'm probably watching that tonight.
No, it's based on a true story. Super good movie. And what's his nuts stars in it? Zac Efron.
Oh yeah.
He's like the main character that goes overseas and brings them beers. But yeah, no, really good movie. You gotta check that one out. But yeah, if you have Apple TV Plus, that's another one to check out. And Ted Lasso. And then fuck, what was the other one?
I watched Severance. I think.
Severance. Yeah,
Yeah.
Severance is a good one too.
That one's pretty good. Like I don't know, it's something that I can only watch like 2 or 3 episodes at a time. Otherwise, I kind of just
That's
get, like, bored and then end
It's
up,
a
like,
mind. It is a mind fuck, dude. You really got to be paying attention to that shit.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good show. There's like a evil Santa Claus movie coming out. Like I think it's like.
Isn't that based off the Tim Allen series of Santa Claus
Oh
movies?
no, you're talking about the TV.
No.
Like they're gonna have Peyton Manning in there. Like
No,
I don't
it's
know.
called what is it called? Violent Night.
that's what it is.
And it's literally a movie about Santa Claus comes to a house to deliver presents, and then robbers come to that house, and then Santa Claus like has to fight off these robbers and like kill them and shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's just a random funny movie about Santa Claus like just dealing with these robbers and shit. And it looks super violent, yeah, and it looks super funny. I've seen the previews
Yeah,
for
let's
that.
see
I want to
that.
go see that in theaters when it comes out because I just like outlandish dumb movies like that. Like I just think that's awesome. Like
Yeah, like Hubie Halloween. Like,
Did you guys did you really just bring that? Jesus. Did you see that they're remaking the Christmas Story?
yeah, they're
Like,
coming out with a like a sequel to it.
Yeah, the classic movie that plays like 24/7 on Christmas Day or whatever. They're
I
making a modern one where like he's
I,
grown up now.
I can't lie, like
that'll probably be terrible.
I don't think A Christmas Story is bad, but I think it's extremely overrated in terms of Christmas movies. I've
I
never
would
been as
agree.
big on it as people like say. Like it's fine. It's a fine Christmas movie. But people are like, that's the best movie ever made. It's the best Christmas movie. And
It's
I'm
like a
like, I don't think
nostalgia
so.
thing. It's just
Christmas
like
with the
it plays.
Christmas
That's
with the
Christmas, you know.
Cranks. Christmas with the Cranks is the best Christmas movie. That's
Christmas-
the best Christmas movie.
What about that Four
Crank-
Christmases with Vince Vaughn?
Yeah, if it
I'm
has
talking
Vince
about-
Vaughn, it can't be in a top 10, bro.
Okay, but I thought it was a good movie. Anyway, Christmas with the Cranks.
Yeah, with Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis.
I've never seen it.
It's
I don't
funny.
think I've seen it either.
It's very dumb, but it is a funny movie. I love that movie.
I think Bad Santa's probably like my favorite Christmas movie.
Bad Santa's a good one. I like that.
I've seen
Yep.
Bad Santa. Die Hard's a great Christmas movie.
Oh yeah,
That's a great one.
I always watch it on Christmas every year, bro.
Same. Yeah.
Ever since I've moved out of my parents' house the first time, I watch that every Christmas. Bruce Willis.
That and Yule Log.
What is that? The burning just the burning.
Yeah,
log?
it's just a fireplace on TV. Every
Wow.
now and then
It's
there's a
like-
hand that pops in, and then they like poke the wood, and everyone cheers. They're like, yeah, the dude's still alive.
Fucking, we were doing that. I think for just like our house, like 1102's like house Christmas. We did like not on Christmas. We just were like, all right, we're gonna have like hot chocolate with Bailey's and fucking put the Yule log on. And for like 2 hours, Eli is like on YouTube, like making sure we're getting one that isn't just like a 5-minute loop. Like he wanted to make sure that it was an
It's
actual.
got to be 10 hours.
It's got to be 10 hours of somebody actually tending to the fire and shit. And for
That's like-
2 hours, we're trying to find the 10-hour video, and I was losing my fucking mind. It was like Squanchy, Boris, and Eli all just like super dedicated, like making. Wait a minute, did it flicker? I think that was a loop. I think it just looped like for 2 hours, bro. It was fucking hilarious.
Do you remember the 10 hours of annoying noises I used to wake you guys up to?
Yeah, bro. I didn't sleep that week, bro, so it wasn't that bad.
All right.
It was easier just to be awake for 5 nights in a row than it was to like get fucked with in your sleep. So that's like I would rather just like not.
That's like a fever dream at this point. Like when we were going through that and shit, like
Dude, is that what you saw on Monday Night Football before it went to commercial break? Is that like the flashbacks you got?
yeah.
Yeah. Bro, I was just sitting in my living room and I don't have the TV on super loud, like 35, loud enough to where I can hear Jim Nance, call a great game of football. But the fucking cannon goes off and I'm like, holy fuck, bro, I jumped. Holy shit, scared the hell out of me. And I just saw that right away. I was like, dude, isn't it it was Veterans Day or something like that? Or saw the Vietnam vets just having flashbacks.
It's not looking good for the Wild right now. Down 5-3.
How much time is left?
5 minutes.
We got time. All right, start talking about beer again, bro. They'll score 2 more goals.
Right. PBR. New Guinness.
Bro, I love that Snoop Dogg does the Corona commercials.
Oh, that's something that okay, overrated, underrated, or just kind of whatever. It is what it is. You don't really care. Like Guinness. What do you guys think? Is it good? Is it bad? Like, what are your guys' thoughts? Because I
No,
hear
I
a lot
don't
of people say Guinness sucks, but
like I like hate to use like a cliche, but like those heavy beers like that are like kind of like eating a meal. Like if I have two of those, I don't really like want to drink anymore.
no,
Like
right. It's not something that you just drink like all night. Like I'm
I
chilling
see
watching a
people
game and
just
I'm
have
like,
the
I'm gonna
bar put
crack
down
open
like
like
8 pints of Guinness. Like what the fuck? That shit's crazy.
I think like one Guinness is good with a meal. Like if I go to a restaurant and shit,
There's a
especially like
time
an
and
Irish
place.
pub or something, like a Guinness is good with a meal, but like only one or two at most. But
There's
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
not
lot
a
of
huge Guinness guy. It's pretty heavy. I'd agree. I'm not a Guinness guy, but
I mean,
I'm
also the
definitely
first
not getting
time I
drunk
had,
on it.
like the first time I had one, they were like room temperature, and we were just in the driveway of like my buddy's house in high school. So like I remember we like opened it with like the seatbelt, like to like open it because it wasn't a twist off, and like it was kind of just terrible, probably because it was warm as fuck, and we were like trying to like be sneaky and not get caught. So like I don't know, they have always just kind of like not tasted great, but like I don't know, you can drink one, I guess. Like yeah, like you said, like with a meal or something. Time and a place.
in in uh in pints of Guinness, like in the canned like 16-ounce
Yeah.
ones, there's a little like plastic ball inside of them. I think it's supposed to help with like the flow of it, like when you if you pour it out and whatever. But there's a little plastic ball in every like a 16-ounce can of like Guinness.
Hmm, I didn't know that. Do you remember
Yeah.
those? Weren't there other beers that like you were supposed to like punch a little slot with a key or something to help with the flow of it? And
I remember that. That was a very niche thing and it didn't last very long. But yeah, I do remember those. Like whenever like seeing commercials of them on TV all the time. And yeah, you could like yeah, you were supposed to like punch the side of it with either a key or I think you could take the tab off and even like do it like on some cans. They made it specialty and those didn't last very long though because people were just like, this is stupid. Like,
it was like a bad way to shotgun.
yeah.
Just a really slow, inconvenient. Like you're actually just shotgunning it. You're just going towards like the thicker part of metal. Just gotta make it hard.
That's what she said.
Hey, this is PC or a PC podcast, bro. Gotta keep it family friendly.
I'm sorry.
I'm
What?
gonna pee one last time here. Real
All right.
quick.
Sounds like a plan.
Who scored? Was it Henry?
Oh, is their tight end Austin Hooper?
No, but Henry like he's already rushed for one. He threw a passing touchdown as well
Oh yeah,
earlier in the game.
Nice. He's got me 22 points.
Bro, I'm like the worst fantasy football player ever. I've been doing so bad like every year since we started that 8-team league.
I'm okay. I'm usually okay. Usually it's just my team gets fucked with injuries almost like immediately. This year hasn't been that bad. I just
Playoffs, bro. I'm betting on you to win. Your team is like the most stacked, I think.
mine or Stevens.
Yours. Stevens is good too, but like
Stevens is really good. Mine is just good because I have Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb.
yeah.
And if
That's
they're
so
if they're if they're on, I'm winning almost guaranteed if they both have good games. But that's the thing. If neither of them like if one of them has just an okay game, sometimes my other guys just can't make it up. But
Yeah, dude. In the
off
league
to
that
a
I
good
do
start
have
right now.
Henry, in the league that I have Henry, I also have Nick Chubb as my other back. But then in our league, I have Eckler and Barkley. I mean, Barkley's
Barkley's probably gonna win the comeback player of the year, I think.
oh for sure.
I got to be
And
honest, I was
Eckler's
wrong.
solid.
I was wrong about Barkley. I thought he was like just an injury prone, already like washed, done like running back because he had his great rookie year and then he had a good second year. He got injured, but he still had a good year. But then in the last 2 years, he's just been like, meh, whatever. But I was wrong about him because he's been killing. I mean, he leads the league in rushing this year, coming into this game anyway. So like,
Oh, he'll be after they play on Sunday.
he's almost at 1,000 yards, which Jefferson's at 1,000 yards receiving. He's on pace for 2,000 right now.
The Vikings might be for real this year, guys. I believe now. After they beat the Bills like that in that crazy ass game, I believe in them.
Let's
I never
fucking
like
hope
root
so.
against the Vikings. I just don't ever.
I
believe-
just I
and,
just
like,
hope
the
this
Ravens are playing.
I just hope this week, like playing the Cowboys, I just hope they're not on an emotional hangover and they're still thinking about the Bills game and they go in and just play sluggish and shit. I'm just hoping that they're like, okay, it was a great win. Let's move on
On
and
the
focus
road,
on the
though, too.
Cowboys.
That's what like.
You know, the fact that we're the home team and we're dogs, like I don't get that.
No, we're home for 3 straight weeks now too, so that's nice.
Right in the dead of winter.
Yeah.
So,
What's
you guys want to
'cause
do another one of those? Oh my god.
well, I was just thinking too, like just because I keep kind of going back to like beer or whatever, because we did that top 5. What's the worst beer you guys have ever had? Do you think?
Probably hams
Boxer.
or yeah, boxer. Boxer's probably up there.
I was gonna say Boxer. You really don't like hams? I think hams are just like they're fine. Like I don't think they're great or anything, but I think they're just okay. Like I think they're okay. I think they're all right. But
It might just
Boxer,
go. It might go back to the pledging days where I just have PTSD. But
Yeah.
I'm never gonna buy a hams. And honestly, if I was offered one, I'd probably try and find a different
get out of
beer.
it.
Yeah. But no, boxer is like licking, like drinking liquid metal.
Yeah, it's a taste.
Yeah, no, Boxer actually tastes like you're drinking a can of like pennies. Like dark, like rye bread mixed with pennies in a weird way. Like it's disgusting.
Boxer's
That's
disgusting.
perfect.
You're pretty much tasting the inside of the can, I think, is what it is. But
Do you remember what is it called? Lost Lake?
Isn't that like a blue can?
It's like a blue can and it has
does
green
it have a
lettering.
surfer on it?
No, that's a Kona Big Wave. Lost Lake beer. I think I'm talking about the right one. Yeah, I'm 21 years old.
Prove it.
Oh,
You
well,
were
they've
just in
changed
the
it.
buffet.
That's like the dumbest fucking like thing to have on a website.
They've
Are
changed.
you-
They changed the
Yes.
can design
Okay.
now. Okay. If you guys can see this,
Oh yeah.
That
remember
actually-
that? Yeah, Lost Lake. I had that a few times. Freshman year of college and shit. And
It's cheap.
it's not. It's really cheap and it's not awful. But the rumor is that it's like because it's owned. I think it's owned by like what is it called, Anheuser Busch or whatever that owns all the like Busch, Coors Light, all that stuff. The rumor is that that's literally like essentially the scraps of like all the different brands of beer that they can't fit into the cans, and they just put that in that, and it's called Lost Lake. I don't
I
know
could
if
see
that's
that.
true or not. I've just heard that, but I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. That's why it's like Lost Lake. Like they just didn't know where
Yeah.
else to put it. So
I mean, that's literally what like cigarillos, like Swishers or Backwoods or whatever. Like the tobacco that's inside of those is just the tobacco that like from good cigar companies, they just take the scrappings or whatever, sell it to the companies that sell those, and they roll those up and they sell those. Like that's all like that, and it's I don't know, I believe it.
That's just factory America though. Like when I worked at that like French fry factory, that's basically what happened. Like we'd make like McDonald's fries, and then like the shit that wasn't good enough for McDonald's, we just put it in a like different bag. We're like, oh,
Yeah.
good enough. There you go.
No waste.
Yep.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
There you go. And then like there was also stuff that we couldn't use technically to like make it like a French fry or like like a tater tot or something. So like that stuff we would like freeze it and then sell it to like a different company that makes chips. Like
Oh, okay.
or whatever. They would just buy it and then they would like make their like potato chips or whatever.
That was that how long did you work there at that like potato factory or whatever?
Like a year and a half, I think.
Didn't you say that you pretty much like wasn't your main job like you inspected like the potatoes, like you inspected the fries
When I-
coming down the
when I
line? Is
first
that pretty much what you did? Yeah.
When I first started there, I would just like do grading, like look at it and see if it was like good or bad. That was like the most boring fucking job I've ever had in my life. So
You'd
then
just
I
be like, "Yep, this is McDonald's quality," and
This
then
is
you'd find the next one and you'd be like, "No, that's Burger King,
this one's all curly. Arby's.
Arby's."
Pretty much. I mean, yeah. And then like I started doing like I got forklift certified, and then like started running like the super easy equipment that like it just
Somebody certified you to run a forklift?
dude, it's hilarious. You know how you get certified to run a forklift? You get on it, and then you like do forklift shit, and then like somebody watches you who's done forklift shift like before, and he just says, "Yep, he's got it." That's how you get forklift certified. And then you sign a piece of paper.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Put that on the
You don't-
resume.
You don't even get like a card or anything, which is kind of bullshit. Like I thought I was gonna get like some cool license or like
Yeah, I thought you'd get like a certificate, like
I had like
you
an
can hang on
ID
your
to
wall.
get into the building, but like it didn't say like I didn't get to like take my picture on a forklift. That'd be sick.
Damn.
But that was like it was actually more boring than doing like the lab stuff because like that like if everything's working, if like the machines are doing what they're supposed to do, you don't do shit. You just sit on a forklift and just watch the boxes go, and you just do that for 12 hours. I'd like fall asleep back there sometimes, and then there'd be like an alarm go off, and you're like, oh, yep, I'm working. Here we go.
You're like, oh, box fell off the conveyor belt. Time to go on my forklift and put it back on.
Just pick it
Yeah,
up.
Bowser, why did this Burger King fry get in the McDonald's batch?
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know. Smoke break. See you guys later.
I started like smoking like more cigarettes when I was like started working there because like it's a factory job, and like everybody would smoke like 2 or 3 cigarettes on their like break, but like I'd only do that so that way I got like a longer break. So, like smokers took like 30, 45-minute breaks, but, like you were supposed to take like 10 or something. I was like, you know what? We'll just start smoking more cigs and take a longer break because there's nothing going on back there.
It's funny with vapes how we come like kind of full circle. Like when vapes first started out in like early 2010s.
When they like start
It was
like cigarettes still.
it was like the little cigarette looking ones. And then it kind of went to the pens.
Well, then it went into like the big
And then it escalated to the
Box
big
machine.
box mods. And it was like everyone had those. And
People
now
were, like,
no
blowing
one
clouds.
no one has those. Yeah, because no one cares about like
Dude,
chips
I
and
would
clouds
die
or
laughing
whatever.
if I seen somebody hit one of those in front of me.
sweatshirt.
If somebody busted one of those out at the fucking bar, I'd
Dude,
lose
sweaty with the 3 battery one. Shout out
Hey,
Sweaty.
He had a 4 battery one, bro.
He's like, "Can I charge my vape bats in your car?"
Yeah, he has
The
like
four battery one and the juice in the same hand. So his hand is like this because he's
And then
holding
he's
it
got his
all.
beer in the other hand, bro.
And then the beer in the other hand. And he's like,
Hiccuping the whole
"What's up,
time.
guys?"
Buddy has it. It's either taking a puff off of that or just taking a sip out the beer. Oh, sweaty.
But like,
Sweaty.
then I just think it's funny. Like then it went from the big box mods. Now it's gone back to like then Juul got so big.
bro.
And then Juul's got like outlawed, like the flavors anyway. Like and then now it's
$10,000.
now it's the disposables.
I'd say. Cause I Juuled
What?
from like when like Juuls first came out. That's when I started like actually like ripping vapes pretty hard. Like I had one of the big box mods, but then when Juul came out, they had mint flavor and mango. Dude. I probably spent easily 10K over, and for like the 2 years that you were able to buy them. So like
Spent $10,000 on.
dude, easily, bro. I would lose my Juul like twice a week and buy a new one, and they were like, it was like $50 back then. Like when they came out, they were expensive, or I'd like lose the charger, so I'd have to buy another one because you can't just buy a charger. And then like I probably vaped a whole pack of pods like every other day, just playing fucking 2K and ripping my Juul.
No, that shit, it does get expensive like after a while. Like it really does. Like it starts to eat up at your wallet, which is why I pretty much like I only do like the Zins now because like it's definitely not as much. I don't need to like have too many of these during a day. And like when I used to dip and shit, it's like after a while you just kind of get tired, especially at like either the bar or parties, in college and shit. You get tired of like putting a dip in, having to find a spitter, walking around with the spitter, finding a good place to dispose of the spitter. Because by the time it's like, all right, I'm done with my dip, take it out, put it in my spitter. Now the garbage can is like garbage mountain. You can't just set it on top because if you like lightly set it on top, someone's gonna tip it over and then dip spits everywhere. And
that's
it's gross. No one wants to see that. Like so you have to find a separate trash can, or you have to like lift up garbage and put it on underneath. So
I always seen
like
the
as soon as this shit
Gourmet
started
Mountain
getting big,
Dew,
I was
right?
like, I'm switching to this because
Dude, you could always just spit into like a bottle and then cap it.
Yeah, bro. That's
Yeah,
like
that's
everybody I
true.
knew who dipped drank a shit ton of Mountain Dew, and I'm pretty sure it was only because it had a green bottle, and like it didn't look as nasty in there, and they would just like put it in their back pocket. It'd always be like the bigger Mountain Dew bottle.
But now also with this shit, it's like I get the same nick, and I don't have to worry about spitting. So it's like
I
it's
mean,
just
if you
better.
were a real man, TR, you wouldn't have to worry about spitting at all. You would just
I never I
It's
was
the
never
most
I was never a gutter. I was never gutting spit. I could never do it.
I seen kids do that like in class, bro. Because like you can't just be spitting all the time. So they'd be like 15 years old, just some like honky ass white kid dipping fucking Copenhagen long cut and just swallowing it.
No. No,
I
I
was
could
like,
never do it.
the whitest like shit I've ever seen in my life.
Every now and again I'll
Yeah,
still
just be like,
get a thing of I'll still get a thing of Red Man every now and again.
Oh, the old school chew.
that's the one that comes like in a bag, right?
Yeah, you put it in
Yeah.
your cheek.
Although it's not even called Red Man anymore. They changed the name.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What?
You can't.
Yeah,
You
because
can't be called it Red Man, bro. That's
because
racist.
Red Man's like derogatory towards natives, so they changed it. The native isn't even on the bag anymore. What is it called? American's Finest, I think. Let me look that up actually.
Dude, that's when they like changed Aunt Jemima, like
Yeah,
syrup.
fucking. Now it's just Ben's rice, bro.
What? Oh, that's Uncle Ben.
No,
Yeah,
it's
they
just
Yeah.
changed that too.
Yeah, which Aunt Jemima, it's like
dude. The family was
like
mad.
like
They were
Aunt
upset that
Jemima
they
was
take-
supposed to be like a I don't want to say like a what's the word I'm looking for here? Like it was kind of meant to be like a commemorative to this like I don't know if she was real or fictional or not, but this woman who was apparently like a slave who was then freed. And it's like isn't it kind of ass backwards now to change it from that? Like it was supposed to be a good thing. Like
Yeah,
why are we changing it from Aunt Jemima to what is it called now? Like Milling something company, Milling Pearl, whatever.
I don't know. I remember though when they first changed it, they would always put in like fine print, they're like new look, but then they'd put like the Aunt Jemima
Same great
logo.
taste.
Yeah, same great taste. It's like,
I
oh,
always,
okay.
I always had the one that you were like you could put in the microwave. Like I think you could put them all in the microwave, but it was like in a special like jug syrup thing.
Like Hungry Jack. I
Yeah.
think that's what I grew up on. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mrs.
Red
Buttersworth.
Red Man is now called America's Best Tobacco. That's what it's called now.
Shout out America's Best, I guess.
America's Best.
Yeah, no free ads.
Unless you want to sponsor, yeah.
Yeah, sponsor us, you know. Just don't pay us in dip, bro. We ain't doing that again. I always had Skull because I like started dipping when the Skull chant like started getting really popular. So I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to quit smoking cigs. So I started dipping. And then Skull Apple, bro, delicious. It was kind of just like having a like little piece of apple bubble gum in your mouth all day. I'll be packing like big horseshoes on the bottom too, like after like it's kind of like dessert. Like I eat dinner, I'm like, nah, I don't need pie. Just give me a bottom shelf full of Skull Apple.
And a couple tampons.
Well, like
Dude.
they had a berry one too that was good as hell. That was delicious.
Remember Steven, remember mixing
Peach.
Peach was
no,
good.
not the peach tea. Remember mixing the Skull cherry with mint, Copenhagen mint, the
Oh,
candy cane?
Dr. Pepper dip. Oh,
No,
Dr.
wait, was that the Dr. Pepper one? Which one am I thinking of? I thought maybe
yeah,
I'm
I thought
wrong
the
on
cherry
that.
because Dr. Pepper's kind of like a cherry-esque flavor.
I
So
think
I'm
that
like,
I think the Dr. Pepper one was just the Skull cherry with just straight like Copenhagen long cut original. And then I think
the straight cut, yeah.
yeah, mint and cherry, that was the candy cane dip.
That sounds delicious.
It
You
was
know,
pretty good actually.
Yeah, I remember we would always buy like a lager each, and then we would like take half of it out and then mix the tins up.
Yeah. Dude, we would do that shit in the Union.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might just go buy like a log or two of some dip for the holidays, you know. Give the vapes a rest for a while. 'Tis the season. Like just go from
On
like the week
on the if we
then-
do like a Christmas if we do a Christmas episode, we should all do a candy cane dip. and
I'm
just put a big lip in the whole time, and
I'll
just
probably
do that
throw
the
up.
whole time.
It's been so long since I
Yeah, I
chewed,
haven't-
bro. I'd probably be on my
Same.
ass. Well, I'm already sitting down, but like I'd have a Nick Buzz from hell, bro.
Bro, I
Oh,
But
yeah,
I'm
same. It
down.
would-
I'm down.
I'm down too,
Special occasions. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas episode, candy
So
cane
what,
dip. I gotta
is it-
remember exactly what it is though. It's the Skull Cherry and Copenhagen Mint.
I think it's Skull Cherry Copenhagen Mint, I believe. I'll look it up, but I think that's what it is.
All right, Bowser, you want to cut us out? Since you seem to intro us in.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining us on the podcast for episode 2 of.
Check
whatever-
this.
Check this. I'm so bad at this fucking shit, bro. Oh, check this. We will be back for a Thanksgiving themed episode for episode 3, and then after that, we're gonna start having like one guest on or something like that.
We could definitely add guests, yeah.
Yeah. And we'll start to have maybe a more like cohesive ideas, you know. So
yeah,
it's
we're just
not,
getting started.
you
but-
know, yeah, we're trying not to do any like awkward silence or all that, but you know, it's tough first few episodes starting out, so it's a process. The Mona Lisa wasn't painted in a day, you know.
No, it was not. Neither didn't get covered in mashed potatoes either in a day.
It didn't get covered in mashed
Mashed
potatoes on day
mashed
one.
Potatoes, whatever they're doing it for, whatever cause they're supporting, I'm gonna make it my life goal to end that cause. Like, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's ending world hunger. If they do that to the Mona Lisa, we're coming for them.
Well, they do that to stop like global warming and like environmentalism and stuff. So to stop what they're doing, I'm just gonna start going to my car every day and just like turning it on and
Yeah,
not
just
driving
let it run.
anywhere and just putting it in park and just hitting the gas a few times a day to make sure they don't do anything.
Go listen
So-
to like an album or something, like just 2.5 hours. Just listen to a whole album or a couple podcasts.
to combat the people throwing mashed potatoes on paintings and stuff, I'm gonna start leaving the sink on for a good hour a day.
That'll
Oh,
show
so,
'em. You gotta film it though. You got live
Yeah.
stream just the sync on. Just live stream it. Facebook Live.
next episode, we'll get a sync cam.
Sink can.
All right.
All right,
End of episode 2.
we'll catch you next
Back
week.
Next week.
Peace out.
Deuces.
Deuces.